Do you know what today is? It's my anniversary. What is up, all you literary fans and gents? It is your girl Deja, and I am back with a brand new video on my channel. So it's been a whole year. Today is the 1 year anniversary that I did my very first video here on Booktube. My Booktube Newbie Tag was posted today, exactly 1 year ago. So not gonna lie, I did wake up this morning and I was like, today's important for some reason, but I can't remember why. And then I looked at the date and I thought a little bit and I went to go pick up my book, and that's when I was just like, oh, today's your 1 year anniversary, Deja. Sparkles. There's actually a second part to this video that'll be coming out tomorrow, hopefully. But I decided to do a very casual sit down in front of my bookshelf. My usual setup is like a couple levels above me, and I'm sitting on my chair, so you have a wonderful view of my K-pop posters and of my books. This is pretty much just like my entire life right here. But you get the point. And I thought about doing something fun, something like super like spectacular and special, but at the end of the day I was like, I just kind of want to sit down and just basically give my gratitude, not only to you guys, to all of the wonderful things I have experienced over the past year, and kind of just do a recap of everything that's happened. Going back to maybe about a week ago this year, I remember I was watching the Shadowhunters preview for season 2B, and I was freaking out so badly because I was so worried about Simon and some of the other characters, and I didn't know what was gonna happen. So I was in my room and I was freaking out. And I was looking through YouTube videos, you know, going down the YouTube rabbit hole, when I found Emma Brooks and her interview with Cassandra Clare. And I was just like, okay, so I'm watching the interview and she's interviewing some of the other cast members. And I was just like, and then she mentions Booktube. And I was like, what is this thing called Booktube? And so after some investigation that day, I found out there was an entire section of YouTube dedicated entirely to books. And from that day forward, my life has been changed for 99.9% the better. I'll get to that 0.1% in a second. From there, I was just started discovering all these new people. It was just such an amazing experience for me to know that there were people out there who love reading as much as I do. Because where I grew up, yes, I have a couple acquaintances, and not necessarily friends, who do casually will pick up a book to read, but nobody like reads like I do. And I feel like while there are a lot of us who do read, we're kind of scattered about to the point where it almost feels like there's nobody in our like everyday life who reads as much as we do. So discovering Booktube was a godsend for me, because I was like, now I have somebody I can talk to about books, about characters. I can freak out and gush about books with and just have like a grand old time. So it was a revelation, to say the least. So around this time, I think I had already posted my Booktube Newbie Tag, and as I was going through and watching other people's videos, this is the first time I had heard about Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. I went to the bookstore and I was just like, okay. It was between that book and another book, and I was like, do I want something fluffy or do I want something hardcore? And after calling my sister on the phone, she's like, well, we're about to go on vacation, right? Since it's the summer, read something fluffy. So that is how I ended up picking up like Simon Versus, and I read it on the way down to Houston, which is about 3 hours away from where I am right now. And from there, I was gone. That was like, this is one of the best books I've ever read. I was a Becky Albertelli fan from that point on. And this was also the time that I had bought my first subscription to Barnes & Noble. My dad actually bought it for me. We were on vacation in Houston, and I was like, I want to go to the bookstore, because the two books I had brought with me I had already read, which was Dividing Eden and Simon Versus, and I had already read those. And so I was just like, Dad, let's go to the bookstore to buy myself some more books. And so he's like, fine. And on top of that, he's like, I will buy you your first year subscription to Barnes & Noble, which expires today, right? So I have to go and renew that either today or tomorrow, most likely tomorrow, because, you know, time. I don't remember what books I bought. I remember one book that I bought was Dorothy Must Die, which I've only picked up and tried to read once at this point, and I'm like thinking to myself, Deja, you've had this book for a whole year, you need to, you know, start flipping through it. When I really started getting into Booktube, one of the first things I participated in was the Harry Potter Cramathon, which was being hosted by Rhiannon and Dana. If you guys don't know them, then hi, welcome to my channel, right? Rhiannon from Crescent Moon Reads and Dana from Waitlisted at Hogwarts. They were doing this Harry Potter themed readathon, and I was like, sure, I've never done a readathon before, and I participated in it, and I really got to know the two of them, and at the end of it they did a live show, and I ended up winning, right, for my participation, the fact that I was making videos to go along with the readathon as well. So I was really happy and excited about that, and it was through that readathon that I got to know both Rhiannon and Dana. I remember kind of just like going around being like, oh, let me like watch like all of like the big booktubers, and I was just like on this thing where those were the only people I watched. And I remember watching, and I don't remember her name. I don't think she has posted anything on her channel in about a good 6 months. I forget her name, but she was talking about like small booktubers and how a lot of them have like great quality content, but because they don't get as much exposure, people don't know about them. So it was around that time that I started to get more of an appreciation for like smaller booktubers, and I started discovering people who were just coming out of the woodworks like I was. And one of the great ways that I figured out how to do that was the Booktube Newbie Tag. Just kind of like, you know, refresh it every week or so, and then see all the new people that have started creating channels. And that's how I kind of started getting into who am I interested in, and I figured out at that point what my taste was in videos that I like to watch. I guess it was like maybe like a month or so later, I get a message. I don't know at this point if me and Rhiannon had like exchanged phone numbers, but somehow she messaged me. She was just like, I want you to like participate in this project with me. And I was just like, sure. And a couple of days later, she introduces me to Morgan over on Morgie Reads, and we created our book club together. So if you guys didn't know, right, again, welcome to my channel. I am part of a book club called the Hot Mess Book Club with 3 other amazing ladies, Rhiannon, Dana, and Morgan. That for me, I was okay. Let me tell you something that I don't even think I told them. When Rhiannon asked me to be a part of this book club with me, I felt so honored, because I was like, I just started this thing. I just like made my first couple of friends, and already they want to do something long term with me. I was so touched. I'm not gonna lie. When I did get that text message and we started talking about things, I was like, wow, this is real. And I started crying because I was so happy and I was so ecstatic, and I was so excited because I was like, I really feel like I'm being brought in on this like in circle of people who read books. And then from there, everything just got like really things just got so much better. I started discovering all kinds of new people who I related to a lot of things with. I made so many friends here on Booktube. I've discovered so many things. Book festivals, the readathons. I love listening to discussions. Everything that I always used to think that I was kind of weird for being so intimately involved in, I found people who loved it just as much as I did. And this past year has just been really amazing, and I'm not gonna cry. I'm good, I'm chill, I'm good. This past year has just been really amazing, and on top of that, the fact that as I'm making this video, I have like, I think like 220 plus subscribers to my channel. When I first created this channel, I thought that I was going to be one of those people kind of just like posting videos where people would occasionally stop by to watch them, but they wouldn't actually subscribe. My goal for this year had been to reach 200 subscribers, and I reached that like, I think like almost 2 weeks ago, and we weren't even halfway through the year, and I was just like blown away. The amount of kindness and openness that I have experienced here in this community has been overwhelmingly amazing. All the people that I've just now started discovering, like Spencer over on Common Sense, Sarah over on The Literary Life, all these people who have started kind of like to pop up in my like friend sphere, who I consider friends. Like, just because I don't talk to you every day doesn't mean I don't consider you a friend. But all these people that started to pop up, and with them they brought their own sphere of people into like my radar, and when I got to know them, it just kept expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding. And it's just been, it's the way things are networked in this community is just absolutely phenomenal, man. And then I can't even get you started on book festivals. That was just a whole nother thing for me. I was, whew. So like, book festivals have been like another godsend in my life. The first book festival I ever went to was the North Texas Teen Book Festival, and my mind was blown. First of all, I found out that actually one of my friends here, who I haven't talked to as much since I graduated high school, that he reads, and I ended up meeting him and his sister and his mom there, and so that was a cool discovery to make. But man, okay, so when I tell you that that was probably like that probably is one of the best days of the year I have had so far, if not the best day I've had this year so far. Being able to not only meet my favorite authors, like I got to meet Cassandra Clare, I got to meet Angie Thomas, I got to sit in on panels with Holly Black, with Lee Bardugo, with David Levithan, I don't remember who else was there. To get to see them in person, the people who created like these wonderful books in these worlds that I have fallen in love with, was absolutely mind-blowing, to say the least. Not only that, the fact that there were like panels on like how to work on your writing, world building. I learned things, I learned terms like plotter and pantser, and I found out that I was one of those people who are called a plantser, which is like right there in the middle. And then on top of that, getting all the different arcs was like one of the things that I thought was like freaking amazing, because for me, I always thought that arcs were only meant for like those people who were like famous in like the booktube community or in the bookish community in general, and they were friends with these authors. But then I went to this festival, and they were just like, oh no, you get an arc, and you get an arc, and you get an arc, and I got an arc, and I was like, moving up in the world. But yes, so that was another fun thing. And then getting to meet a lot of, not a lot, but getting to meet quite a few of you, Rhiannon, Jade, Katie, and a couple other people, getting to meet them in person, not just through a screen or through Skype or through text messages, but actually physically being able to hug this person and realize I have a long distance friendship. Like, I've never had a long distance friendship before, so this was freaking amazing for me to be able to be like, we established this online and now we get to bring it in person, and we still love each other even though we've only spoken like digitally. It was just beautiful. I realize that this video is kind of rambling, but I'm literally just saying everything on my mind of everything great that has gone on in my life since I've discovered you guys. Right? I've expanded my reading way past what I thought it would be. Way past what I thought it would be. Remember that 0.01% reason that I said this might be bad? Right? Do you see all these books? And the ones up there, and you can't really see them, but the other bookshelf over there, and then the books in my closet. My bank account has not been happy with me over the past year. I've been happy, but like literally, bruh. To give you a sense of what I mean, I went from, how many books did I start off with before I really got into Booktube? I'm looking over at my shelves right now. I think I had maybe like 40. I remember, okay, so yeah, I had roughly about 45 books before I discovered Booktube. From June last year to June this year, I have upped it from about 45 books to 130 135 roughly, so we're 130 to 140, I don't know, because I've been unhauling and buying books a lot recently, but I have somewhere between 130 and 140 books. That's 100 books in 1 year, right? I have just been on a whirlwind, and it has slowed down significantly, so that's a good thing. It has slowed down significantly because I've learned to rein it in like that. You know, like it's kind of like the newlyweds like syndrome, except it's with books, right? I was so excited about everything new and enticing that I wanted everything, but then I realized that, oh, this isn't what I thought it was. Maybe I should slow it down and just, you know, savor it, enjoy it like a nice glass of wine. I think that pretty much like covers everything I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I'm just thankful for you guys. I'm always humbled when people subscribe to my channel. I'm always humbled when people tag me in things that lets me know that they were thinking about me, or they just went through a random list and found my name. Either way, I still feel humbled. I'm always humbled when people leave kind comments on videos that I'm would have been super nervous or anxious about posting. Like, you guys were so supportive when I explained to you why I hadn't been doing a lot of book reviews. That was just beyond. I'm not gonna lie, I read some of your guys' comments and I was in my room a hot mess. I was crying. I was like ugly crying because you have no idea how nervous I was. I was freaking out when I posted that first review, and then I got nothing but positive comments. I was just like, the Lord hath blessed me. Like I said, I'm humbled every time somebody who is more well known than me, or somebody who's bigger than me, or even somebody who's the same size or smaller than me talks about me on their channel. I've discovered that people really like my personality, which is great, because, you know, I can't always count on my looks. This is temporary. And through it all, I've just found that everyone here almost entirely has been nothing but supportive, kind, and just welcoming to everyone and every type of person. And it's just been a very wonderful overall experience for me. So thank you guys for a whole year here on Booktube. I will be here for quite a long time, well into the future, for as long as I possibly can. And I hope that not only will you guys continue to humble me so I don't get, you know, right, but also continue to support me, to encourage me, because it really is wonderful. I really do read all of your comments, and they really do resonate with me, all the kind words that you guys give me. So thank you guys so much for that. So yeah, that's all I have. I feel like this video is gonna be so long when I edit it, but it's going to be worth it because I got everything off my chest. Oh, and I meant to mention this before I let you guys go. So this is gonna be in 2 parts. The first one is gonna be out today, hopefully today, if I have time to edit this. And then the second one is gonna be out tomorrow. It'll be a lot less melodramatic and a lot less somber than this video is, because I don't want to be, you know, the entire time, because I'm happy and I want to express to you guys how happy I am. So tomorrow is going to be another video celebrating my 1-year anniversary, so keep an eye out for that after you guys see this one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you guys want to continue looking at this face, you guys can subscribe to my channel for more content from moi, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!